Last year was my first year aged out of all-star cheer out of senior, and somehow I still ended up cheering on 3 different teams in 3 different states on 3 different levels. So here's that story. Take it back, Worlds 2024. Last year on Mag Senior Stars, and we lost, and I was so upset because I was supposed to win Worlds and then retire from all-star cheer and get started with my professional career. And we lost, and I was like, okay, I need to cheer again. Took the summer off of cheer, and I decided, okay, I'm going to find a team to do. So I reached out to California All-Stars Rangers, which was an open co-ed level 7, emailed the coach, and I was like, hey, would it be possible for me to fly back and forth for practice and just be a tumbler? Because flights to California from Utah were cheap, and I thought maybe it was something I'd be able to do. So I went down for the first practice, tried it out, and the coaches were impressing me. They were like, awesome, let's do it. Like, we'll make it work. I ended up doing that all the way through NCA. And at the same time, at Max, which is in Utah, where I was living at the time, Max, we had an open level 5 team called Legacy, and I was coaching at Max, and they asked me to do the open 5 team. They made sure to check all the crosser rules, and I was able to do the open 5 team while I was still doing Rangers, which was also really cool to be able to do 2 teams because I was only on Rangers once a month. So Legacy, the open 5 team, was a way to keep me in routine shape without having to go to Rangers all the time. So I was staying in shape and while only going to Rangers once a month. Then we get to NCA, and we do really good. Rangers wins, and I'm going home from NCA, and the coaches text me and we're like, hey, if you want to compete on Rangers for Worlds, you're gonna have to come every week for practice. So there was like 6 or 7 weeks left, and that was a lot of practice, and that was a lot of flights, and I couldn't afford to do that because I was paying for it by myself. So I decided that I had to come off the team, which was really upsetting, but I was just going to compete at Summit, and then I was going to go spectate Worlds and just have a good time as a spectator. Once I came off Rangers, I decided I'm going to send my friend Paige a text, who coaches the Stingray All-Stars Electric. And I'm going to see maybe there's a spot for me on Electric if something happens. So I reach out to her, shoot her a message, and say, hey, if anything happens and you need to fill in for Worlds, let me know. I would love to be on Electric for Worlds. She's like, okay, sure. Not going to happen, but we'll keep you in mind. Fast forward about 3 weeks before Worlds, and I'm coaching at Max one night, and I get a message from Paige saying, hey, what does your coaching schedule look like? And I was like, something must have happened. Somebody must have got hurt. This is my chance to be on Electric. So I asked her why. She told me someone got hurt, and I said, I'm in. I'll do whatever it takes. So I pretty much moved down to Georgia for 3 weeks. I flew back and forth like a couple times, but I basically lived in Georgia for 3 weeks straight, learned the Electric routine, and I was able to compete with them at Worlds. It was a super awesome experience. And yeah, that's the story of how I competed on 3 different teams, 3 different levels, in 3 different states, all in the same season.